This video will show you how to create and share a Google Doc using your Gmail account. First, you need to open your web browser. You could be using Google Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, or whatever's on your computer. I'll be using Google Chrome. Once the window opens, you need to go to www.google.com/drive, like flash drive. When you get to this site, it will ask you to log in with your Google account that you've already created. If you don't yet have a Gmail account, please see the video on how to create a Gmail account. If you are using a school computer, you're going to want to unclick this box so that other students don't have access to your account. Once you're logged into Google Drive, this is what it will look like the first time you're on. I'm going to adjust my window just a minute. You'll see your username up in the top right corner, and then it'll appear empty for right now. If you're on a home computer, you can download Drive, but it's not necessary right now. What you need to do is click on Create, and then choose the file type. For right now, we'll be creating a document, but you can use the presentation tool to create something very similar to PowerPoint. So you're going to click on Document. A new tab is opened. Once the new tab is opened, the first thing you should do is give your document a title. You'll notice in the top left-hand corner it says Untitled Document. If you double-click on it, it'll ask you to rename it. Please give your document an obvious name, something including your first name, your last name, and the assignment you're working on. For example, if you were working on your research paper, you might do your first name, last name, and then research paper. It's important that you include your name on here so that when you share it with your teacher knows who it belongs to. Then click OK. Once you're in here, Google Docs operates very much like Microsoft Word. You can change the font to something like Times New Roman, which you should for your research paper. Change your font to size 12. If you need to, you can bold or underline items, but for your research paper you shouldn't be doing that. You can also adjust if you want it to the left, centered, or to the right. For your title page, you'll want to choose center and then begin typing your title. For a regular paper, you'd want to have it set to the left. Lastly, for most papers you'll type for school, you'll want to be using double-spaced typing. What this means is that there will be an extra line in between each line so that there's more space to write in comments. In order to set it to double-spaced, please click on this button right here that says Line Spacing. Then choose Double. This way, when you begin typing, the lines will begin to separate instead of being single-spaced, double-spaced. Notice the extra space right here in between these two lines. It makes it easier to edit later on. Just as a reminder, single-spaced looks like this, double-spaced looks like this. The only other thing you may want to adjust the first time you're using it is your margins. To adjust your margins, you're going to go to Don't worry about adjusting your margins for right now. Never mind. When you're using Google Docs, everything automatically saves. You don't need to worry about things being deleted. You'll notice that as you type, if you're looking up here, status will change. Notice right now it says saving. Now it says all changes saved in Drive. This way you can log in to your Google account from any computer with internet and you'll be able to see exactly what you're seeing right now. If you wanted to, you could even share the document with someone else and you could both be looking at it at the same time. You could even be having a discussion about it on the side. Usually would appear right here. Once you've created and named your document, you should immediately share it with your teacher if it's a school document. So you'll click on this blue share button, then go to the bottom where it says invite people to share it with your teacher. It doesn't matter if your project isn't done. Like I just said, Google Docs automatically updates and saves everything, so your teacher will always be able to see the most updated version. In the invite people box, you need to type in your teacher's name, your teacher's email address. For Ms. Curtin, you'll type in kcurtin@alani.aspirapa.org. Notice, because I've already sent an email, the address is right here. If you want to share it with more than one person, separate their names by a comma and a space. For Dr. Wise, you will be sending it to cwise@alani.aspirapa.org. Notice I saved her as a contact already. For Mr. Karch, you can send it to mkarcz@alani.aspirapa.org. For Mr. Riley, you can send it to creiley@alani.aspirapa.org. And for Ms. Tauber, you can send it to vtauber@alani.aspirapa.org. There is a button over here where you can choose how much control that person will have. For right now, it's set to can edit. That means that whoever you share it with can have just as much control over the document as you can. If you don't want that, if you just want them to be able to see it, for example, but not make any changes, you would select Can View. For your research project, Can Edit is probably the best option. Then, down at the bottom, you'll have the option to notify people via email. If you wanted to, you could add a little message. Again, follow the rules of good professional writing with an introduction. Then, lastly and most importantly, you need to click this green Share and Save button. I just unclicked the box to send email notifications because I don't want to bug my teachers late at night. But as soon as they log into Gmail, they'll be able to see it. Your teacher may say they want to receive the email notifications. For right now, I'm just going to click OK. Now I can see everybody who's been invited to view it and everybody who can edit it. So I see Mr. Karch, Dr. Wise, Ms. Curtin, Ms. Tauber, and Mr. Riley. If these are everybody who I need to be able to view it, I can click Done, or I could add in other names. For now, I'm all done. Then you can continue editing your paper and writing as you need to. You can press the Tab button, which is located on the left side of your keyboard, to automatically indent, as you should at the start of paragraphs, and press the Return button to move on to the next line.